Hello guys, welcome back, and I hope you all are doing absolutely fine, and I hope you and your family members are doing great. So today we are going to start a new series on the AIAPGET examination revision series. In that, what we'll be covering right now is the Allen's keynote. So as we all know that Allen's keynote is one of the most important book for Materia Medica for our PG examinations, and the questions are direct at times, but at many a times the questions are made in such a way that the bracket forms which we generally tend to miss while studying are given in the options or just put it up as a question itself, right? So what we have noticed in the previous years of assertive and reasoning questioning as well, and also the other aspects of the examination where difficult questions could be formed, is one section of the Allen's keynotes bracket remedies. So in this series, what I'll be trying to do is that we'll be trying to cover all the remedies and all the brackets of the remedies especially. So to begin with, we'll start with the letter A first, right? We'll start with the letter A and we'll continue the series further. So in this video, let us start with the brackets of Allen's keynote. The important part to remember here is that we need to remember the brackets as well, so that sometimes even if the questions are framed differently, we are able to mark it rightly, or sometimes just the question in the keynote is given, like example, marasmus of children with marked emaciation, especially of legs. So in that assertive and reasoning questioning or MCQ questions also, the options could be abrotanum, iodium both, abrotanum iodium sanicula both, and abrotanum iodium sanicula and Allium cepa. So out of these four questions, the option number C is the correct answer, right? So to get a proper hang of the brackets is one of the most important thing which I feel is uh, need of the hour. And by this thing, we'll be starting with the Allen's keynotes bracket series, right? So let us begin. Our first remedy of Allen's keynote is abrotanum, and let us start. Abrotanum. One of the keynote of Abrotanum is marasmus. So there is marasmus of children with marked emaciation, especially of the legs. So along with this Abrotanum, the important remedy for this symptom is iodium, sanicula and tuberculinum. Second symptom, Abrotanum, the skin is flabby and hangs loose in folds of neck. So currently here, two important remedies which we need to remember for flabby skin which hangs loose in folds is natramur and sanicula. Aqua. Third, in marasmus, the head is weak and it cannot hold it up. So important pointer to remember here is Aethusa also. So the Aethusa child will also have marasmus and will have a weak head and it will not be able to hold it up. Cannot hold it up. Head weak. Aethusa and abrotanum. Ravenous hunger, losing flesh while eating well. Iodium, natramur, sanicula, tuberculinum. So ravenous hunger, losing flesh while eating well. So here we can remember it by a mnemonic. This is not the correct word. So the mnemonic to remember here is Insta, where we have iodium, natramur, sanicula, tuberculinum and abrotanum. This is a very important pointer which I feel that could be framed it in an MCQ pointer as well. That ravenous hunger, losing flesh while eating well. Iodium, natramur, sanicula, tuberculinum and abrotanum. We move ahead. Itching chilblains. So there are two remedies for itching chilblains by according to Dr. Allen, which is Agaricus and Abrotanum. Then we have face old, pale and wrinkled. So here we have opium and Agaricus. So in old people where the face has become pale and wrinkled, two important remedies to remember is abrotanum and opium. The next remedy is acetic acid. Acetic acid, hemorrhage from every mucous outlet, especially nose, throat, lungs, stomach, bowels and uterus. So here we need to remember ferrum and millefolium. So acetic acid, hemorrhage from every mucous outlet, two important remedies is ferrum and millefolium. Acetic acid, traumatic epistaxis. So epistaxis from a trauma, in that we need to remember the two remedies arnica and acetic acid. So arnica is again but understood that any traumatic injuries we use arnica, And especially in epistaxis, we need to remember that acetic acid is also an important remedy. So traumatic epistaxis, arnica and acetic acid. Marasmus and other wasting diseases of children. So see, here we have Abrotanum, which we have covered above. Along with that, we have Iodium, Senicula, Tuberculinum, but also acetic acid is there. So from here, from this, we can understand that each and every word of the framing is also important, the line. Because here it was given in marasmus, ravenous hunger, losing flesh while eating well. In these, all the important pointers were given. But here we have the similar remedies, tuberculinum, abrotanum, iodium, sanicula and abrotanum. But in this, acetic acid ka symptom is ke marasmus and other wasting diseases of children. So in that, acetic acid will be covered. But if it is especially of the legs, the marasmus and the marked emaciation, then abrotanum will come along with the other 3 pointers here, right? Then in acetic acid, we have great prostration after injuries. So in this, an important remedy again to remember is sulfuric acid. Now acid groups again have great prostration, and especially after injuries, it's acetic acid and sulfuric acid. Acetic acid, burning water rash and profuse salivation day and night. Here we have lactic acid and also saliva which is aggravated at night. Then we have mouth sore. True croup, hissing respiration, cough with inhalation. So this is a very marked symptom of spongia, but remember acetic acid is an important remedy here as well, where there is true croup, hissing respiration and cough with inhalation. So generally when these types of question come, acetic acid as a remedy will not recollect, but it could be formed as an MCQ, and this can be a very game changing part. But remember acetic acid for true croup, hissing respiration and cough with inhalation. Acetic acid, cannot sleep lying on back, sleeps better on back, arsenic. So the acetic acid patient cannot sleep lying on the back like arsenic. Acetic acid rests better lying on belly like ammonium carb. So better by lying on belly, ammonium carb and acetic acid. Acetic acid antidotes the anesthetic vapors like amyl nitrosum. So these are the pointers and the brackets of acetic acid. Let us move in further. Aconite. So the music is unbearable, makes her sad. Now to compare here, we have to remember Sabina also, and during menses it's natrum carb. So music is unbearable in aconite, Sabina and natrum carb, but during menses it is natrum carb. Cough, croup, dry, hoarse, suffocating, loud, rough, croaking, hard ringing, whistling on expiration. So here we need to remember causticum and aconite for these 2 complaints, where cough is croup, dry, hoarse, suffocating, loud, rough, croaking, hard ringing, whistling on expiration like causticum. But if it's on inhalation, it is spongia with the remaining symptoms. Aconite, the amelioration is in the open air like alumina, magca, pulsatilla, sabina. So a good question can be formed from here, that amelioration in open air, the important remedies for amelioration in open air according to Allen's keynote, it is alumina, magnesium carb, pulsatilla, sabina and aconite. We move on to the next remedy, Actea racemosa, illusion of a mouse running under her chair. So here the 2 important remedies for illusion of mouse running under the chair is Lacan and Aethusa. Actea racemosa, palpitation from least motion. So 2 important remedies to remember here is digitalis and Actea racemosa for palpitation from least motion. Digitalis is an important remedy, but generally we know that digitalis has palpitation from least motion, but we will not remember Actea racemosa as a remedy as well. So please remember Actea racemosa for palpitations from least motion. Then menses irregular and exhausting. So important remedies to remember here as well is alumina. So guys, generally in Allen's keynote, it is given CO along with alumina. So menses irregular exhausting, we have Actea racemosa. The another name for Actea racemosa is semisifuga, right? And let us know in the comment section the remedy CO. The short form of remedy CO denotes which remedy. So moving on to the next bracket pointer, Severe left-sided inframammary pains. So here we have Ustilago along with Actea racemosa. When given during the last month of pregnancy, shortens the labor if symptoms correspond. So the important remedies here are Colophyllum pulsatilla and Semicifuga, which is Actea racemosa. Then spine sensitive from using arms in sewing, typewriting, piano playing. So another important two remedies here are Agaricus and ranunculus bulbosus. So just this question could be formed that spine sensitive from using arms in sewing, typewriting, piano playing. The four options would be Calmia latifolia, Lacnanthus, causticum, and ranunculus bulbosus. So ranunculus bulbosus as a remedy you will never think also in this question, but that is how the questions could be formed in our paper. So we are just trying to permute and combine all the important pointers which could be formed, and just trying our luck that if at all it comes, it will be helpful to us. Otherwise, it will always help us in our practice life, right? So the next remedy is Esculus. Despondent, gloomy, very irritable, loses temper easily, and gains control slowly. Miserably cross, like chamomilla. So Esculus and chamomilla's mental symptoms go very hand in hand. Then we have frequent inclination to swallow with burning, pricking, stinging, and dry constricted fauces, like apis and bell. So here we can remember Esculus, apis, and bell for frequent inclination to swallow with burning, pricking, stinging, and the following pointers. Then knife-like pains shoots up the rectum, like ignatia and sulfur. So knife-like pains shooting up the rectum, we have Esculus, ignatia, and sulfur. Rectum sore with fullness, burning and itching, like sulfur. This is the common symptom which we remember. Then stools followed by fullness of rectum and intense pain and anus for hours. So this is a very important pointer here, where we have aloes, ignatia, muriatic acid, and sulfur along with Esculus. So out of these five, one could be missing in the, the remedy could be replaced with another remedy and put it up in the assertive reasoning questioning. So this pointer is important, where we have stools followed by fullness of rectum and intense pain in anus for hours. So if we look into it, they could add nitric acid also, because it also has the same symptom, like pain in the anus after passing the stools for hours. But the wordings is very important, so we need to remember the wording as well. Stools followed by fullness of rectum and intense pain in anus for hours. The next remedy is Aethusa. So unable to hold up the head. So here we have a cross questioning of our previously written, previously solved pointer, that it states the same thing, right guys? Let me see. Yep. Aethusa, unable to hold the head up. So we have revised our previous pointer. Complete absence of thirst. According to me, this is very important. So complete absence of thirst, the three important remedies are Aethusa, apis, and pulse. In the comment section down below, please write the trio of thirstlessness given by Nash sir, and it is the reverse of arsenic. So complete absence of thirst, we have apis, pulsatilla, Aethusa, which is again reverse of arsenic. The next remedy is Agaricus. So bad effects after a debauch. So Agaricus is an important remedy for bad effects after a debauch. So what is a debauch? Debauch as a verb could be destroy or debase the moral purity of, or it could also mean corrupt. The noun form of it means that a bout of excessive indulgence in sex, alcohol, or drugs. So here it basically sounds and fits in better to this answer. A bout of excessive indulgence in sex, alcohol, or drugs is debauch, and the important remedies along with Agaricus here are lobelia, nux vomica, and ranunculus. Right, so we move on. Headaches of those who readily become delirious in fever or with pain. So here belladonna is there with Agaricus. Headaches of those who readily become delirious in fever or with pain. Then trembling of the whole body, twitching of the muscles of face. So Mygale along with Agaricus. It's a very important keynote pointer also of Agaricus. Trembling of the whole body, especially twitching of muscles of the face. So this is a very important pointer which we need to remember. Then spine is sensitive to touch. Here we have Theridion and Agaricus. where the spine is sensitive to touch, Theridion and Agaricus. Pain while sitting, Agaricus and Zincum, two important remedies. Pain while sitting, Agaricus and Zincum. Epilepsy from suppressed eruptions. So this is a very important keynote and it can help us solve some cases as well, that Agaricus along with soranum and sulfur are useful in curing cases of epilepsy which is from suppressed eruptions. Agaricus extremely sensitive to cold air like Calcarea carp, Kali carp and soranum. Okay, so extremely sensitive to cold air, Calcarea, Kali carp, soranum, Agaricus. Agaricus complaints appear diagonally, upper left and lower right side. So here the another two remedies for, okay, this is a very important we'll work upon this, that complaints appear diagonally, the so upper left to lower right side we have Agaricus, Antimtat and Stramonium. Upper right to lower left we have Ambrosia, Bromium, Medurinum, Phosphorus and Sulfuric acid. So this pointer, guys, we need to remember for our exams as well, that Agaricus, the complaints appear diagonally, upper left and lower right side, Antimtat and Stramonium. So ULLR is Agaricus, Antimtat and Stramonium, and the upper right to lower left is Ambrosia, Bromium, Medurinum, Phosphorus and Sulfuric acid. Okay, let's move on. Agaricus, aggravation before a thunderstorm. So of course, whenever a thunderstorm comes, phosphorus and soranum comes in hand. But Agaricus is also an important remedy for aggravation before a thunderstorm. So phosphorus, Agaricus and soranum. Agnus castus, absent-minded, reduced power of insight, cannot recollect, has to read a sentence twice before he can comprehend, like lycopodium, phosphoric acid and sepia. So it's a very important MCQ because it can be phrased in many different manner. So lyco, phosphoric acid, sepia and Agnus castus come in absent-mindedness, reduced power of insight, cannot recollect, has to read a sentence twice before he can comprehend. So this could be made it as an MCQ as well, that has to read a sentence twice before he can comprehend, lycopodium, phosphoric acid, sepia and Agnus castus. Agnus castus, there is no sexual power or desire, like caladium and selenium. So Agnus castus, caladium and selenium are the three important male sexual remedies, and they need to be remembered for this pointer as well. So there is no sexual power or desire, like caladium and selenium. Bad effects of suppressed gonorrhea. So along with Medurinum, which we all know, the MCQ could be made like bad effect of suppressed gonorrhea, but Medurinum will be not there only in the MCQ. But we need to remember that Agnus castus is an important remedy. So Agnus castus, deficient secretion or suppression of milk in nursing women. This is a very important pointer, that generally people always think of laccan, lac defloratum, asafoetida, but Agnus castus is also a good galactagogue which will promote the secretion of milk in the nursing mother, right? So again, a very important point here, that Agnus castus is a good galactagogue along with asafoetida, laccan and lac defloratum. Allium cepa, then we move into the rest remedy. Allium cepa, headache ceases during menses, returns when flow disappears. So this is a very keynote symptom of lachesis and zincum metallicum, but Allium cepa will not think of. So this symptom is marked in Allium cepa as well. Allium cepa has of course profuse coryza, watery and acrid nasal discharge with profuse bland lacrimation. Profuse full of acrid tears and bland and fluent coryza is there in euphrasia. So I guess this is a classic line and we all remember it, and it will also not come for the MCQ. So it's fine if we skip it. Acrid watery discharge dropping from tip of the nose. We have arsenic and ars iode along with Allium cepa. And Allium cepa, nasal polyp, which is then, so here we have important remedies for nasal polypus: sanguinaria, nitricum, sorinum, sanguinaria and tucrum marvarum. So important remedies for polypus, nasal polypus in Allen's keynote is Allium cepa, tucrum marvarum, sanguinaria, nitricum and sorinum. Allium cepa is also important remedy for bad effects from getting wet like rust talks. The plan was to cover 50 remedies in the first video, but we'll cover the remedy Allium cepa and move on to the next part of this series. So Allium cepa aggravating factors is predominantly in the evening and in warm room like pulsatilla and in open air like euphrasia. Allium cepa ameliorating factor is in cold room and open air like pulse. So even pulse is better in cold room and open air, and the pulse is aggravating in warm room. So Allium cepa is also ameliorated in cold rooms and open air, right? So guys, with this we have covered the first important 50 remedies along with the brackets. Out of that also, the important pointers to remember is number 4, number 12, number 9, then we have number 19, you can revise it again, then number 6, number 26 and number 22, in which you have to find the full form of CO, which remedy is it, and again we have the important one is that number 36 where Mygale is an important remedy, and of course number 41 is important, number 43 is important, and number 46 is important. So that's this for this video in the first part of the bracket series of Allen's keynote, where we have covered 50 important brackets of Allen's keynote. So if you all like this video, please do share to all your friends preparing for the MD examinations, and to all those who want to revise their Allen's keynote, especially the bracket ones, so that sometimes we don't make it a mistake while solving MCQs, because honestly, like we know that the answers, I mean the questions could be formed from anywhere and everywhere, but we have tried to cover all the important brackets as well, so that sometimes we don't miss it and while reading our Allen's keynote. So that's for this video. Please do like, share and subscribe our channel. It will motivate me to make more and more such videos for the upcoming series as well. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Take care.